Dae-jo-young, the founder of Balhae. Goguryeo was founded in 37 BC, and the founder of Goguryeo was Dongmyeong-sung Wang, whose name was Goju-mong. Since its establishment, Goguryeo had existed for about 700 years, and it had the strongest power in the Korean peninsula and East Asia. However, since Chinese Sui dynasty invaded Goguryeo with the huge-scale military forces in 612, the War of Goguryeo against Chinese Sui and Tang dynasty had lasted for approximately 60 years. So although Goguryeo repelled the invasion by Chinese troops, the continual war exhausted the national power of Goguryeo, and eventually, the capital of Goguryeo, Pyongyang was captured, and Goguryeo fell in 668. After the fall of Goguryeo, a number of refugees of Goguryeo and Malgal who had been supportive of Goguryeo had to be evicted, and many of them forcefully migrated to Yeongju province in China. In those days, as people of Guran were living there, in Yeongju province, the refugees of Goguryeo and Malgal, and the people of Guran lived all together. Yeongju was governed by Yeongju Do-dok, Jo Moon-hoi, sent from Chinese Tang dynasty, but as he governed the people cruelly, the leaders of Guran, Li Jinqing and Sun Man-young rose in revolt against Tang dynasty with the people of Guran, and political situations of that province fell into confusion. Taking advantage of that confusion, Gul Guljung sang from Goguryeo, and Gul Sabi-wu from Malgal escaped from Yeongju with the refugees. And Dae-jo-young led the refugees of Goguryeo with his father, Gul Guljung sang. Chinese Tang dynasty tried to appease them, through giving them governmental positions, but that attempt failed, so the huge-scale troops were dispatched by Tang dynasty to quell the people of Goguryeo and Malgal, and the commander of the Tang army was Li Hae-go, who was from Guran but surrendered to Chinese Tang dynasty. The army of the Tang dynasty attacked the refugees of Malgal, and the army of Malgal was defeated, and even the leader of Malgal, Gul Sabi-wu, died. However, Dae-jo-young rearranged the army, which consisted of the soldiers from Goguryeo and Malgal, and finally, in the War of Chun-moon-ryung, the army of Tang dynasty was repelled. Dae-jo-young and the people kept migrating to the east, and eventually, he established Balhae, based on Dongmo-san in 698. The founder of Balhae, King Go, Dae-jo-young, passed away in 719. Balhae was the country which had the largest territory in Korean history, and its territory even included modern North Korea, and some parts of China and Russia in its heyday. In particular, in 9th century, Balhae was called Haedong-sung-guk, and it means the country in prosperity on the east. In fact, the establishment of Balhae was a miraculous achievement because this country was founded against the Chinese Tang dynasty, which was the most powerful in the 7th century. Thus, Dae-jo-young should be admired as the king who protected national pride against China.
안녕하십니까, 잉코스토리입니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독하시면 더 많은 잉코스토리 영상들을 보실 수 있습니다. 감사합니다. 안녕하십니까, 잉코스토리입니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독하시면 더 많은 잉코스토리 영상들을 보실 수 있습니다. 감사합니다.